We should be fine. Because this point slam finisher is why our deck is so good. Alright, so we go boom, Raging Bear, and we hit it with the Erendite, and we should win by a whole lot. Like so. GG. So I figured it was finally time to try out these Sove Warriors. Now there's a bunch of versions of this you can run. You can run one with the Highland Warlords and more of the raid cards. You can run versions that use less of the discard package, and you run Oniromancy instead. I'm not as big a fan of that because just the discard package gives you so many points. Or you can run something like this, which is I think what we will be doing. So basically here, we're going to play Sove and we're going to resurrect him with Skellige right. And then we're going to use Sove twice. And then basically we're going to get our Erendite really big, so we can kill the second beast with it, or use it for a round 3, like a round 3 finisher type of play. So for the whole deck here, we are running Reckless Flurry. Reckless Flurry is really good. Part of that's because Reavers, you can ignore the armor on this and kill the early Reavers. It helps a lot with that. You can kill the early Reavers. It makes it a lot more difficult for them to get stacking. However, I haven't seen like NA Reaver decks in a while, which is kind of interesting. I haven't seen any Reaver decks in like a day or two, so we'll talk about that in a little bit. But yeah, I'm not sure we need to use this for that, but it's good to have the 3 damage. You can ping off the Pharaoh Bond guys with it, stuff like that. It's just useful to have the Reckless Flurry damage. You can kill spotters too, which is really good if you want to pressure on even round 1. And they say like you play, I don't know, so you play a Pharaoh Bond and then they play a spotter. You can just double Reckless Flurry if you really want to put on a lot of pressure. They'll kill the spotter, and they'll kill the wolf token, and that'll be pretty good. So it's just really nice. There's a lot of flexibility in this. Then we have, for the deck here, we have Mask of Ouroboros, no surprise. We have the whole discard package. Coral, Berna, Morkvarg, Darren for Morkvarg. You don't have to discard them, you can use Darren. And then we have the 2 tier 6 skirmishers. So, for that we have Fukusha, resurrects whatever you want. Usually this is going to be on, what's it called, a Coral. Usually use this on Coral. It depends how many discards you have, though. You don't want to over-mill your deck. So it's basically whatever you need. You can also bring back your Darren for good value and 4 turns of rain. It's a 12-point play, then you get 4 turns of rain. So that's pretty good. Then you have Sove. Usually you want to use him early, so you can thin your deck out by one of your beasts. Get a good push on round 1. Usually win round 1. Just get your Erendite, stuff like that. He's really good, obviously. And we have the Erendite here. It's going to be great for round 1, or round 2 and 3. You can usually kill the first beast from Sove with Junod, and the second one with Erendite. That's usually what I like to go for. And so you want the Erendite to be big enough to kill that second beast. We have Coral, like I said, discard package. We have Junod. He's going to kill your damaged unit from Sove. As long as there's 1 damaged enemy, Sove will we'll ping it by at least 1, and you can Junod it. Now this doesn't work against heavy boost decks. You might have actually trouble doing that. You need to have damage set up. Something like Symbiosis or sometimes Wild Hunt Frost. It can be hard to actually have a damaged unit. And then you might have to use Erendite to kill both of the guys, or use leader charges to try and ping it, which isn't ideal. But Junod's really good in general. We have Roach Knickers for thinning, consistency. Zinger's right to revive our Sove. Magic Compass to thin our deck, find cards we need, and then create whatever you want round 3. Usually going to be Morkvarg, Heart of Terror. Potentially a, what's it called, combi, if you really think you can go for the combi. I've also been making Herald on Crate recently quite a bit. Where is he? I'm making this guy on quite a bit, because against round 3 decks, they tend to, like, against round 3 with control, for example, the Vilgefortz type stuff, like they have Vilgefortz because it's a Renfri deck, and they like, kill your units, and because they know you have Erendite, and then you run out of units, right? If they kill your units, you can't Erendite for points. So I've been making the Herald quite a bit, just because it creates, you can get 2 units out, and then they can't kill them both, so your Erendite will still boost. Just fun. Keep that in mind. I don't know if we're going to be doing that today, but I've been doing that quite a bit. And then we've got the Gird. This is a very flexible slot. This could be, what's it called? The Surrender. This could be Surrender. You could use it to get a 6. Stuff like that. This is a very flexible slot. Morkvarg. Darren you can change too. If you like if you want to discard the Morkvar, you can change out Darren for some more provisions. Worth noting there as well. I just like him. It's a 10-point play to send the Morkvarg. If you already sent the Morkvarg, 8 for 6 isn't that bad. And it's a good card to bring back with Fuchsia for value. We got 1 Raging Bear. This could be 2 Raging Bears. I've found sometimes that there's not quite enough beasts, but it's up to you what you want to run. Like, I have 1 Raging Bear. You could run a second. It's not the greatest play, but if you wanted to send it with Sove, so like it's not bad, but to have a second one. We have 2 tier 6 skirmishers, 2 feral bonds. Feral bonds is really nice. It sets up a damaged unit, so Sove will be able to trigger to deal 1 damage. Yeah, usually this is really good setup for Sove. If they're playing a boost heavy deck, this is how you want to get a damaged unit out. And just making warriors is pretty good in general. If you do have the Bloodthirst 3, a lot of times you make the Greatsword because you're pinging stuff. But up to you. And also Greatsword's pretty good to bring back with Fuchsia because it could go up to a 10. The rain will damage it, so it goes up to a 6 right away. 2 little half-brews. You don't actually want to really play these bonded a lot because if you're playing them bonded, it means you're not going to have many beasts for your Sove. But it's a good beast to have in here just to send for that. 2 Drummond Berserkers. At 4 provisions, these things are really good. I quite like these. We got 1 Squirrel. You can send Squirrel for Sove. The thing with Squirrel and Sove is, actually this is kind of important. If you send the Squirrel for Sove, Sove gets boosted to a 19, so he can't get Ignied. That's worth noting. If you have nothing else in Sove's row, and you just send the Squirrel, he's a 19. They can't Igni him, which is pretty good. Of course, if they're playing Nilfgaard, they'll put a Spying unit in that row, then they'll Igni him. But you can try and dodge it. And we got 2 Brockfar Warriors. The 4 provision cards here are pretty interesting. You can swap out Brockfar Warrior. I like having him. He sets up more damage on stuff for your Sove, so you can get more ping damage. He's also nice for damaging engine stuff, like Reavers, for example. But yeah, that's the deck. Yeah, it's pretty good. We'll try it out here. It's very point slam heavy. So against engine decks, you have control from Flurry and such cards, but against if they get their engines going, you could be in a lot of trouble. Vampires. So probably Vampires Renfri. Renfri's just... I still can't... Okay. Yeah, I just can't believe Renfri's still, like, the best deck. I think the Imprisonment Renfri's the best deck still. But, like, there's a lot of Renfri nowadays, which is interesting. Morkvar we do want to send with our Darren. We don't have the Darren, though, so if we draw a discard, we could discard him and play Darren for 6. This is a lot of bronze cards, which is not great if we're being honest here. We'll just put this back. Sove's good. 1 discard fodder here. These are fine. The Gird here is really good with the Feral Bond, so I want to keep both of those. Put one of these guys back. Let's see. What do we want to open with? Could open with Feral Bond. A lot of the warriors have damage effects. Let's play Berserker. It's going to miss a ping damage, but if he plays a card with Frost, it'll tank the Frost. Like an extra point on the Frost. It's not bad. I could probably play Crew or something. Or not Crew, what's the vampire thing? I was thinking it was Frost for a second there. It's monsters. Okay, so this is Renfri Vampires. Gotta keep that in mind. So no Flutter. Interesting. We could go Feral Bond. We could just play a second one of these guys. Remember, we want to keep up value for our Erendite. That's one important thing here. So this is going to go to a 6 at the end of our turn. And then this will be a 4. If it deals 1 to him, we should still be ahead. We just play the second one, which we will do. Very good. There's the Flutter. Can't say we're surprised to see that. We would like to kill it because Flutter is kind of ridiculous. We don't have a good way to do so. So we're just kind of have to put up with him having a Flutter here. We could go for value on our Coral. I think that would be the correct choice here. Get some tempo out. I guess we can discard the Morkvarg. There's a Burna too. I guess we just discard it. There's a large tempo lead, but remember, actually he didn't get a... He got a Roach, but no Knickers out yet. He might still have a Knickers. The Necra is something we'd want to kill. Could go Brockvar Warrior, and then next turn Feral Bond to try and kill it. Could also go Burna Discard to try and kill it. Well, that's more RNG. He might not... I don't think he'll be able to boost it if we hit it with the Brockvar Warrior, so I think we'll do that. Hit this, we get the second damage. And at 1, I'm pretty sure we can create a warrior with the Feral Bond, just because we'll get to pick any warrior. We can pick something that kills this. Alright, that's a pretty strong card for him. We still do this. We want something that kills it with good value. I mean, you just pick another Brockvar Warrior, probably. Yeah, I don't see why we wouldn't. Hit this for 3, this for 2, it gets damaged, and then we kill this. Pretty good. And then we play our Gird next turn before he loses his Adrenaline. We only have one of the wolves out, so we won't be able to Deathblow this one at least, but we can discard it with Burna, that's fine. This will be a pretty big point swing anyway. The other thing is he might get the wolf back if he puts the bleeding on it, which is kind of annoying. We'll play our Sove next turn. Sove's just like not great here, because since his Renfri, he definitely has an Igni. You want to have enough tempo that when he Ignis the Sove, we don't fall too far behind. Okay, that's a pretty slow play from him. This might be the turn to play the Sove. How much damage do we get on it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not enough to straight kill it. But if we go with this, we can get the, what's it called? The half-brew out. It's a 6. This will ping by 5. If we use this to get on our damage unit, we can just immediately kill it. That's pretty good. That way, we won't get the Raging Bear, but we won't need any extra damage to kill the target this way. If we lose uneven to Igni, that's pretty bad, but... we still have a Burna card. We still have a Burna play. Or so maybe drawing into 2 cards, potentially discarding something good if we don't discard now. Problem is, if we do want to do the Sove order, we would have to Reckless Flurry, but then we'll kill some of the ones. So I think we'll just have to hold the Burna here. And go with the Feral Bond. And I think we'll take... the Greatsword. He's at 6 damage units. We do Sove on Little Half-Brew. Should kill it right away. And if he has an Igni, he'll use it here. Looks like he does. There he is. He's got a lot of points here. If we play this, it plays for 10 because we get the 2 discards. That puts us to 44, but then we take 5 bleeding. So he'll be at 39, and we'd need 9 more points. We would have to go with our... yeah, we got the pass, which is annoying. But now we can't Igni us later. He will probably squirrel our card, though. We just didn't have a way to kill this Fledder. It's rather annoying. We've got the... so if we did discard draw, would have gotten this. Okay, that's fine. Do we want this warrior? I think we do, actually. Of course, we need to draw our good cards. So we need our echo cards, actually. So I think we will put this back. And put Raging Bear back. Right's no good once he banishes our Sove. Okay, he might go for something here. See what he gets. Probably looking for a Flutter, honestly. I think we Burna. I don't see why we wouldn't Burna. There's Darren. I guess we keep the Darren. Discard the bear. We still have 2 beasts for Sove. We'll have to Fukusha to guess bring back something. See what he wants to go for. He's gonna bleed us here. So I think we'll have to Fukusha this round. We'll also melee our Darren. So we're gonna see all 5 of these cards next round. See all 5 of those. He's gonna get more bleeding off of this. He'll probably Flutter next turn and use that. We could go for our Fukusha on Greatsword, like I mentioned earlier. Could. I'll just melee Darren first. I'm gonna melee Darren first. Yes, I'm sure.
Blood everywhere.
He's gonna go for a lock. Okay, now I think we Fukusha. That should get us a lot of value. And we can use the Junod on this if we really want to. Not that I do, but we'll be able to Erendite our second Sove target. There's Renfri, so he's just going to go for it. It looks like.
Go ahead. Feel it.
I mean, we have Junod and Leader, so we can use our Sove here. Of course, he probably just wants us to use the Sove and keep his Leader. So let's see if we can... if we Junod first, it's not great. Unless we ping enough that we can use Squirrel as our beast. Let's see. Let's play a Bronze. See what else he gets. And when he passes, boost by 4. Sure. So here's the question. Do we Junod try and hold right? We can almost certainly trigger the Sove on the Squirrel without using Junod. So I think we will do this.
Easy there, big fella. Easy.
Looks like we don't need to. And we should be okay in this round 3, right? I mean, he has his Leader, which is a lot of value. But he's used his Igni. He still has Renfri's Gang for 12. That's probably what he's holding. I think we do want to put this back. We have our Compass. Our last card is Squirrel. And we have the little Halfru in our deck as well. This is probably what we want to keep, honestly. We just immediately revive Sove. I don't think he can kill it. If we use Sove's Order, get Halfru, we can then go Warrior. Halfru goes to 3, this goes to 2. Double Leader kills them both. Is that good? He has nothing to target with Bleedings if we do that. I really don't think he has a second tall removal. I mean, he might. You don't run Igni and Yurden, so I don't think he has another unit that could deal with this. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Go Halfru with a Brock 4 Warrior. Boom, boom. And we just double Leader. That's fine. You can give our Brockfar Warrior bleeding, but that's not that big a deal. Or you can just not give it bleeding. I mean, we just Erendite. It's not that big a deal here. It's pretty good. He's going to create something. Okay, that will give out bleeding. Draw units of his choice. We still have our Erendite. I think we want to last say our compass. So we'll just play the Erendite here. Kill this off. And we're up by 31. So this is looking pretty good. There's the Renfri's gang. Yeah, we knew we had that. And then we get to pick a unit of our choice from Magic Compass. What do we want? What do we want? Arnagod's probably the best choice here. And if we're going to pick Arnagod, we should have leadered first. That's fine. Trigvi gives us a +6. I'll pick him. We should have leadered, then played Arnagod.
Over your dead body.
Just hopefully don't ping that guy too much. Yeah, we should have leadered first, but whatever. We're so far ahead. There he is. And that's a GG. Yeah. No surprise on that Regis Reborn there. But, like, the only thing we really lose to is the... I guess we don't even lose to Yurden. We finally got a game. That was like a 5-minute queue time. I have no idea why that is. But I guess we at least are in a game. Deadeye Ambush. Good old Deadeye Ambush. We don't want this. We have both Discards and Morkvarg and no way to discard them. We got the Darren for him at least. Probably Magic Compass to try and find a way to discard. I guess. We'll see. He's just going to open Scenario. Now, we are playing a Erendite deck, so this is really bad that he has so many points already. We do get ahead with... no, because he got this out. This is really bad. Really, really bad. I could have passed on 7, but then if it's traps, we lose the game. We might just have to discard Erendite, because it's not going to be worth anything this game. We'll go Darren. It's our biggest point slam play. This is 14, because we get Roach, and we might get Knickers. Do we want to ping and hope for Knickers? I think so. Knickers, you failed us. That was just a wasted leader charge then. It's actually extra bad because we hit this thing and this. Which means he gets an extra 2 points of value off of this card from his starting thing. So we're going to have to go Magic Compass. Okay, Knickers. I see how it is. I see how it is. Warrior, I guess, here. You just lose Knickers completely now. This is going really badly. At least he hasn't, we lose our Magic Compass. That's much better than some of the alternatives, at least. Guess we just drop a Berserker. We're really missing, like, cards here. I think he's gonna pass. That was a mistake. He should have kept playing. I have no idea why he passed. That doesn't make sense. Yeah, I have no idea why he passed there. We'll take it, though. That's really good for us that he did. Okay. We do not have Sove. We're going to draw 3 cards this round. We've got both Skirmishers. Warrior's not the greatest here. Let's try and find a big card. This is a good one.
Raid, we fight, we plunder. Full service.
The only explanation I can come up with for why he passed is he's playing traps and had a bunch of traps in his hand. Nothing else makes sense. And that doesn't make that much sense either, if we're being honest. Let's go Coral here.
That might even be amusing.
It's not bad. Might as well use this order. I guess maybe he was afraid we were holding Sove and he didn't have a tall removal that could hit it. Maybe. That's the only thing I can come up with. I'm still just confused by that. If we can't kill Coral now, we can't kill it next turn either, so we can go Bond first in case we hit it with the damage. Of course, if we draw Gird, we don't need to worry about that, but I don't think we're going to draw the Gird. We can also ping it with the leader. So there's the Vanadane. There's the Vanadane. We do not have Sove. And we get 4 damage off of Coral, though. I'm just wondering if we can kill the Vanadane. We can just leader, and then try and June out it. I think we want to kill it. We definitely want to hit it with at least one of these. Okay, that's good. Kill this guy. We have to get rid of this. It's too much value otherwise in this round. We want to pressure this. So now we have to go with our Coral because he's going to kill this next turn with another Waylay. Drop the Coral.
We shall do it my way.
Do we want Squirrel? I think we might. Do we have a beast left in our deck for Sove? We have a Raging Bear still. Look at our deck, by the way. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Didn't want any of those cards. We will go... We want to banish one of the Waylays. I think we'll put... I think I'll get rid of this.
Let's not get in the way of me eye.
It's not looking bad anymore. He has to develop points still. Of course, he does have Simloss, so I think we will Squirrel as soon as we can. Get rid of one of these Waylays. He has to play another Waylay still, I guess. No, he made one off of the scenario, so I guess he doesn't have to play one. He can just Alyssa right now. That's probably what he's going to go for. Then it was bad to keep the Squirrel. Whatever. That's fine. I do actually kind of want to make all as many. I want to like choose with this. Do we Fukusha? I don't think so. We Bond. Let's play the Feral Bond. This is okay. This is deal 2 damage. Let's see. That will trigger. We have 2 beasts. This is actually worth more value over time.
What is it?
We don't actually have Sove, so if he's playing Source of Corruption or something, then we won't be in that much trouble. He's going to go for the Simloss now. That's good. Still has Renaciel, so he has a lot of potential here. I think we play our Fukusha. He's not actually ahead yet. You can Fukusha for a bunch of Ray and then try and kill off some of these tokens. He's going to get ahead here. That makes sense. What do we bring back with Fukusha? Could bring back Coral. Could bring back Little Halfer. We could bring back Brockfar. I want to bring back Brockfar, I think. Just because killing off these is good. We're still underneath an Igni right here. Yes, it's only an 18. I'll go with a Brockfar. Can we kill multiple of these? So we'll do this. We'll do this. Then we'll use the last damage to kill this one. Or we could hit this one and then use the Brockfar ping. I don't think we'll kill this one. And we'll definitely kill this one with the Brockfar warrior. Reduce the number for the Vernaciel. The Vernaciel can't kill this, by the way, which would be annoying. He's down to 4 of these now. He's gonna go Isengrim. We can Brockfar again. We go 3, 2, 2. Hopefully we hit those 2 with rain. We're gonna hit at least one of them. They're gone. This Renaciel is getting worse and worse. We do still have our Erendite, which I think we can use to remove one of these. Scroll doesn't do very much unless he Oneiromancies, which he has in his graveyard right now. So I think we will banish that. He used it here. I think we'll just use Sove without his order. He's still an 11 for 11. This is all because he passed round 1, by the way. He passed round 1 when we hadn't played any of our good tempo cards, which means we still had them. There's the Vernaciel. Yeah, he can't use her melee anymore. And we do this. He's Isengrim or something, so he'll be fine. That's why we didn't leader charge.
For the daisy of the valley! Oh, grub and hooch, life in a nutshell.
So no sim loss, no scenario. Only 1 leader charge, no Vernaciel. Those are his big cards. Should be okay. We want to do. We don't have a beast, I don't think, right? We have Raging Bear actually. We could draw once. Is drawing Gird better than reviving something with right? Probably not, because this is worth 10. Yes, we'll keep this hand. This is a good time to revive that coral. The problem is if we discard our Raging Bear, we lose a Sove potential play. I think we'll play him. He might get killed, but he has last say no matter what. If he dies now, it means we don't waste time with a, what's it called? Like, we don't waste the damage on this, that's what I'm getting at. Do we do this now or not yet? These all get like +1. He's Isengrim. It's actually quite a lot of value. These revive our coral and don't use her ability. But if he has a tall removal, we could revive this. Then we can't use this order or kill the target. I think we just use this.
What do you need? In the end.
Question is, do we play around in Igni?
Slaughter them to a man!
He's definitely running Igni. This doesn't make sense unless he's running Igni. And we can't play around it because this will boost the coral in the same row now. They won't be the same value. If we lose the Sove... Well, if we don't use the Sove order on the bear, we don't use the order on the bear, this does 12, right? And then he ignies this. But it could also be the Isengrim, right? It's probably Isengrim rather than an Igni.
Haven't got all day.
So we'll do this. If it's a Yurden, we're extra sad, but I suspect it's just Isengrim. If it is Igni, though, he wins, but there's nothing we can do about that. Curse of Corruption, so it's a draw. I knew it was something big like that. At least I suspected. So we have an Elven Deadeye deck.
Nothing to
Traps would be very annoying because of the Serpent Trap. Actually, traps are just really annoying in general. Let's be real here. Oh, we've got the Darren, so we'll put this back. Skirmisher, we do want this guy back too. This hand is not great because we're missing the Coral. And we're also missing, we've got one Skirmisher, but that's not great for burnout. We want to discard both Skirmishers as early as we can. So this guy's laying, looks like elves. Elf Swarm, perhaps. Gerd's going to get a lot of value here. Let's play a couple of these guys. Like, the value gets wasted on these, on this token, but that's fine.
Swords I smile at. Weapons
I really would have transformed that, my guy. But, you know, if you want to take the chance of it dying, go ahead. Rewarded. He gets rewarded for it. Tempted to Gerd to like wipe this. Wipe one of these. Okay, there is the setup for the Waylay combo. If you're surprised, let me know that there's Waylays coming. No one's surprised? What? No, I'm not surprised either. So we can't actually kill the Vanadane, which is very annoying. Get 1 ping damage here. This plays for 10 and gives us a Roach. So that puts us ahead. So I think we'll do this. And the Roach will put us ahead here. I guess he would too with his transform, but it's good to get the Roach out of the deck in case we're going to draw. Gonna kill that off, that's fine. I'm really confused why he hasn't transformed yet. It's weird. I want to Gerd, get rid of it, but he looks like he's in no hurry to actually just do it himself. So I think we'll go with a Burna.
stand before the Queen of Skellige.
Alright, we got some good cards there. We don't actually want to play these beasts, which is kind of our dilemma. So we want to keep beasts in our deck for Sove. Right now we only have Squirrel and Fukusha. I have sent Fukusha for Sove before, by the way. Did not feel good. Okay, this is definitely a Gerd turn. Hey, you haven't transformed yet. Why would you do it now? Thank you. This is a really good Gerd here. Really good. Hey, look at that value. It's really good value. It was a pointless transform. I don't know why you waited so long. You should use that transform earlier. You might Vernaciel around 1. I've seen people do that. I'm just going to hit us with a surrender. It's fine. I do think we play our Sove now. Does he have Igni or Yurden? He probably does. If we use Sove, we've damaged so many things, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like, we damaged 8 units. So, the only beast we have, though, is Squirrel. So we'll just send the Squirrel for Sove when we get a chance. It's probably good. I mean, you could have done it right there, but... I'd actually like to keep the squirrel. Hey, so you can banish a Waylay. So he's playing Curse of Corruption. Makes sense. We definitely want to keep the Raging Bear. We can play the little half-brew. We actually have that squirrel still, because we didn't play it, which is part of why we didn't want to play it. Just drop the little half-brew.
I fish bread? How dare you, foul swine?
Keep up some pressure. He's going to have the Vernaciel to win the round, I think. Gonna squirrel our Sove. That's fine. That is fine. That means we don't have to keep Raging Bear. Let's see. We could draw into Feral Bond with this, and then get Great Sword, and then put out the Rain. What else? Is there anything good we would draw? There's some good cards, actually, here. We don't want to lose these. So I think we'll just play this guy. Let's play the bear. It's fine. If we can get out the Vernaciel, that's totally worth it. We won't win the round, though, because without Sove, he's got too much value. Of course, then there's the Waylay combo, which we also can't really deal with. There's the Isengrim, up by 11. Now we definitely go for the Magic Compass, even if we risk losing a bunch of stuff. We have Junod or Feral Bond. The only thing we need Junod is this. So I think we go for the Feral Bond here. Then we'll get this guy. Then we'll get this on this row. We might ping this, which would be really good. Otherwise, we actually gain a value there. We don't really need the right for anything because he has banished our Sove, so we just play that next turn. Do not have to win on even. We do want to win. Okay, that's fine. So we'll go with this right here. We'll bring back one of these guys. And we'll go with this guy. Will do 1 ping damage and then go to a 6. So we'll be at 47 and he'll take 1 damage. So we have to do 1 leader charge. That's fine. I have to force out the Simlos combo. It's going to be hard to do without Sove, if we're honest. You could always try an RNG high roll a Cambi. We'd like to draw the second Skirmisher here, because we have Coral. Actually, there's plenty of good cards for us to draw here. That is a very good one. Coral, Magic Compass. Okay, let's keep this. We don't want to play the Magic Compass, so we could have put it back. What do I think about our short round up against him? He has not done his Alyssa combo yet. I don't think he can just straight kill a Coral. I think we can just play Coral and hold off on her order. I think we can do this.
I can do a great deal more for you.
I don't think he has a way to kill her without setup. Because he's running Curse of Corruption, so he's not going to have, like... Probably not going to have Igni or Heatwave or something. And Heatwave's the one you'd really kill this with. He still steals Alyssa. Okay, there's the scenario. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. We're going to play Fuchsia here. We're going to use the Fuchsia on... Let's see here. Gird's not bad. Because the extra point we give him gets killed by the rain. Darren, we don't have anything we want to send. So we're going to go Fuchsia. And then I think we'll just pick the Gird. We could Burna if we want to go for a 2-0, because then we could Magic Compass. But we're not going to win a 2-0 because he's got 3 leader charges. Otherwise, I would consider doing that.
So, which one of you wants to die first?
It's fine. Like I said, we don't want to play the second Magic Compass here. He does have to play another card. He's going to have the Simloss plus for Nastiel, though, which is very annoying. If we Magic Compass and don't use this, we should still have enough cards to play round 3. We'll have 3 cards, right? Because we'll have 2 cards here and then an Erendite, which is at a 10. It'll be bigger. I think we do it. There's the Erendite. We kill off one of these guys. He's going to get a Waylay here. He's already squirreled, though, so we should keep our Erendite. He'll give us 3 cards round 3. We'll have not the best round 3, but I think he should have to use his key stuff now. It's the he has Oneiromancy. That's bad. He's okay, then. We lose, then, because he's got that. He needs to leader at least once. Still needs to leader. Actually, not, because he only has elves, so this will get another point. Dang. Well, we're going to lose to the Simloss. That's okay. Maybe we should have gone for the 2 round. I mean, the Simloss won't be great, right? Because we'll have like a Brockfar warrior. Alyssa. Yep. There it is.
In each of us dwells both chaos.
Our problem is we're not actually going to have a unit left to hit with our Erendite. That is the problem. You go Simloss right now. There's no way we win this. I'm just curious to see if we lose by like 30 or by like 40. I think it's like 30. That's an interesting choice. I think we have to Erendite now. Otherwise, he's going to Simloss both of these. We won't be able to play it. It's not very good, but it's alright. We have to play it now. Otherwise, we don't have a unit to hit with the boost. Simloss. And then we lose.
Why should I, an elf, a sage, converse with an eight racists? Time to die. I'll do so sword in hand.
Let's see if we lose by 30 like I guessed. Maybe not 30. It's gonna be a lot though. He's got 9 on his leader, another vitality. That's 18. Whatever his last card is. Okay. We lose by like 27. Would lose by 27 to use his cards. We need it to all in round 2, I guess. Because I guess he didn't have the Simloss. Imprisonment, probably Imprisonment Renfri, because that's the best deck in the game still, somehow. And the fact that it is, it annoys me to no end. Oh, what else do we want to do? I guess we have Sove. We need the leader charges to go through and kill spotters, which is annoying. Because it wastes leaders to kill the spotters. He's going first, which means I guess the first spotter doesn't have a lot of value until it transforms. So I guess we just go Sove. It's Renfri really has trouble with Sove. Like, they have to Igni it. Which means we'd play it round 1. I don't think we actually want this half brew in our hand. We definitely don't want you. Oh, now you're the Raging Bear. It's awkward. There he is. Everyone's favorite card. If he flipped this, by the way, we could have hit it with Brockfar, then double leadered. I would have done that to kill the spotter. because it gets a really good setup. Just start with this. It's going to be hard to get damaged units. He's going to play more spotters and slave infantries and stuff. And look at that. He's really good. So, is it worth trying to ping this? If we ping this, he loses 8. We'd have to probably use 2 charges. We'll get RNG on the first one. Is that worth it? If he gets this off, he gets to 29. I think we have to go for this ping. Okay, we got it. Took 2, but we got it. We'll send our Morkvarg here. Since we're playing an Erendite deck, we can't go down round 1. And if he gets the second spotter off, he just gets so many points that we can't really keep up easily. Let's transform to slave infantry, that's fine. The other thing is we don't really need our leader charges for that much. That was a good time for this guy, probably.
If I go down, I'm taking you with me.
And this Renfri, we might just pull Squirrel with this guy. Let's pull Squirrel. Like, use Brockfar Warrior to set up the Squirrel to die from his ability, the Infuse. That's probably good. You can also use Gird. Like, if you play stuff without armor, we can set up the Sove pretty well. It's an Igneous now. He's planning on squirreling it. Interesting. You get a warrior of our choice now if we do this. Probably a good idea. This pings. We'll be on even. I don't want to use my last leader though. The next turn we Gird. Oh, he's playing ranged. Not sure why he's playing ranged. We could also go Brockfar Warrior then Gird. It depends if the Brockfar Warrior will get us ahead or not. Very surprised. He's going for a lock here or a 5 damage card. I'm wondering if the Gird will be... The Gird's a lot of value. If the Brockfar Warrior is good enough, we'll play him. But I think we'll have the Gird for the tempo. Wow, that's pretty good. These decks actually don't play the Mage Assassins that much anymore for some reason. At least the ones I see. So this might not actually be that good. Probably just move Renfri or something. It's Brathens, because Brathens is a mage. I think we do this. This is a huge tempo play.
So, which one of you wants to die first?
It's really big. So we get the full heal on the Great Sword. Plus we get the Death Wish on the Skellige Wolves. And we win on even. Alright, that's really good at least. Worth noting, he did not squirrel our Sove. So if we draw our Center versus right, we're just going to rip it right away. Really would like to get that right. We're going to put back Raging Bear. And we'll put back... Probably Squirrel. No right, that's bad. We'll have to open with Burna, double discard. Then he'll squirrel it, but we'll have 14 tempo. Let's see how this goes. Now, we're not going to bleed him very effectively. Again, we didn't get it. That's annoying. Can't bleed him very effectively because it's Renfri. So he's got, like, the Nausicaa Sergeants and more spotters. This is Squirrel, 100%. No, it's not. It's just a spotter. Interesting. Interesting. What do we want? Do we have a beast out? I don't think so. This isn't very good. This isn't very good. Let's pick this guy. He shouldn't have a lot of ways to deal damage, so this should actually be a pretty safe pick. I'll go with this guy next. You don't have another slave infantry. The Vikings are last leader charge. So we don't really have another use for it. We're missing so many good cards though. That is potentially a problem. That is potentially a problem. Although I think we're just going to kill this Brockvar warrior and then not make it not a problem. Definitely want to get rid of that guy. He's going to bring it back with the bonded now, and it's going to be a 10, which is really annoying. It might have been worth firing this ping to try and kill this off.
Sharpen the bolts, boys.
Okay, there's the gang. Sure.
What? This?
You should have done this, I think, last turn. I think we'll do it this turn, though, so we stay ahead for our Erendite. I'd rather hit the wolf or this guy. Oh, we should have Fakusha'd. We should have Fakusha'd Gerd. I'm stupid. Don't be like me. Do the right plays. Should have Fakusha'd Gerd last. We're gonna Fakusha'd this turn. We're just gonna play this so he can't make it off of something. He's gonna leader it, but whatever. It's gonna be up to 7 already. That is the leader. Okay, he's gonna go for the Renfri. There she is. We're gonna try and use our Erendite because it does have that echo. We'd like to get value out of it. And he still hasn't squirreled us, which means either he doesn't have it or he's waiting for the Erendite rather than the Sove, or he's waiting for Magic Compass. But we don't actually have Magic Compass. 6 damage does kill this guy, but it's basically useless. Other than that, it does 2 excess to here, so we'll actually probably lose this guy when he plays the Curse of Wrath. Oh no, he has the lowest to 10. Lowest to 10. That is annoying also. Very annoying. Do we use this? I think we do. Let's just kill Renfri. Make sure she can't get brought back. Less units, so we can probably, well, hopefully hit one of those with the rain. We did not, though. And there's the meteor shower. Can we keep playing cards here? If we play these, that's 14. Or that's 10. If we play 10, we actually can't win the round if we play another card. I don't want to risk it, because these are really low tempo cards. Okay, so we have some options here. Our issue is if he goes... We still don't have Magic Compass or Coral. That's kind of obnoxious. Yeah, we actually just don't get these cards this game. Which is weird because the deck's usually so consistent. That's so weird. Anyway, we have to hope he doesn't squirrel first. Which he's going to. And then we don't have a choice. We don't have an option then. Oh, he's not going to. Interesting. Yeah, we brought back the Greatsword, so we couldn't do this anymore. Yeah, we're just gonna bring back the Sove right now. He's already Ignied, and he's already Meteor Showered. Sorry, Renfried. I don't think he can kill the Sove. Which is good. Do we go with this guy? I think we do. This is good value. If you look forward to his other taunt removal, he's already ignied. Okay, he cannot Palmerin unless we play a unboosted unit. Could do our Erendite play now then, and he can't Palmerin. And then next turn, he could Palmerin next turn then, right? Well, he could just hit us by 6 and it'll become damaged. So actually that doesn't make a difference. He'll still be able to.
Oh, how wonderful! You speak our tongue.
It's Palmerin so much. Can go with a lock. Interesting. If we play Junod melee, we're up to 18. He still's a damage unit, so we can... Well, it doesn't matter if it's a damage unit or not, because we have Erendite. Let's just play this. Doesn't matter. He's already ignied anyway. But we have last say, so we might as well just, like, potentially dodge a Yurden if he has it. Just next turn we'll have an insane finisher. And then again, he probably has Palmerin. This is Gilame. Guillaume, however you say him. But we should be fine. Because this point slam finisher is why our deck is so good. Alright, so we go boom, Raging Bear. And we hit it with the Erendite, and we should win by a whole lot. Like so. GG. So that's the deck, guys. There are some options you can do. You kind of see there, with a Curse of Corruption being so prevalent, Curse of Corruption Igni, the Sove's lost a lot of his power, just because everyone has an answer to him now. Like, he's always in Curse of Corruption or Ignied, at least once. So you have to watch out for that. But he is very, very good still, right? And he really helps with this Erendite, especially if you use him early, like round 1. We didn't get to do this game because we didn't have our Junod round 1. But you can go Sove round 1 and then play the Junod and you get a huge amount of advantage right away. Then it helps boost up the Erendite. And they can't Igni him twice. So that's worth noting. But overall, I really like this deck. There are some options I'll mention that you can do. Like I said, there's an Oniromancy version that you can play. You can also play a version that's more Highland Warlords and Raids. But I think this version's probably the best. It has really good point slam, which is kind of useful. But as far as the options for the deck, the cards I would consider changing here are Gird. It's going to be anything. If you're seeing more Reavers, Surrender's really good here. The card's Darren, because you can discard the Morkvarg with Burna or Coral, especially if you want to run a Scald in your deck. You can add a Scald for more consistency to do that. It's not bad. Just make sure you don't have too many discards in your deck that you run out of cards round 3. So that's good. So yeah, you can take out this Gird, you can take out this Morkvarg, and you can take out... Oops, not Morkvarg. I meant Darren. Yeah, you can take out the Darren. You can have these 13 provisions to play with here. And these can kind of be whatever you want. You could run, like I said, the Scald. And where is the Scald? I'm going to put them in here just so we have a 9. And then you could put in a 9. Dire Bear is really good in the mirror match. It's also good in... Yeah, it's just really good in the mirror match. It's good in other stuff too, but especially the mirror match because they play Sove, and you know what row Sove's going to be on. So then you play Dire Bear opposite, and they have to kill the Dire Bear. And that can be difficult. So that's nice. And if you want to go neutral, you can run your own Curse of Corruption. It's kind of sketchy to play your own Curse of Corruption because of the fact that your Sove's going to be really big, but you can run it. And that's pretty good. So that's one option here if you want to do it. Other than that, though, you can always draw a card with Triss Butterflies if you want more consistency. Since you really want round 1 because of Erendite, you could also run a Ring of Favor if you want. This is good also because it might take a Igni or a like tall removal that otherwise hit a Sove. So that's not a bad choice you could run. You just got to watch out again that it doesn't draw you too much. If you want more consistency, you could put in a Royal Decree, or the Hengaith Sword is really fun. I like Hengaith Sword. But those are some options there if you want to go with a Skald instead of the Darren and the Darren and the Gird. I really like having the Gird, and I think I would either have the Gird or the what's it called? Surrender. The reason why is they synergize so well with the Feral Bond. If you get the Feral Bond Wolves out and then you just hit the row with damage, it's really good to get them back. So that's one reason. Also, why aren't my Feral Bonds premium? We'll have to fix that. But yeah, that's the idea there. And the other thing you can do is, one thing I have noticed is that there are only 4 beasts, right? So there's Raging Bear, 2 little half-roots, and a squirrel. By the way, Morkvarg is a beast, but is the worst beast possible to use with Sove, because it goes back to your opponent's field once you kill it. You could. I have done it, and yes, it was bad, but we did win, so it's okay. I've also sent the Fukusha for the Sove, which feels really bad, but it's the same principle as Squirrel, right? It goes to 19 and it can't get Ignied, so I did win that because he had an Igni and it couldn't hit it. So, I mean, you can. It's just not good. But yeah, there's only those, really the 4 beasts you want to send. The Squirrel, the 2 half-roots, and the Bear. I think it would be nice to have another one, like a second Bear. But Bear's not great outside of playing that, and you'd have to cut the Darren or the Gird to fit the Bear. So that's worth noting. You could do that. It might be worth it. I'm not sure about Darren. Like, Darren's nice because it triggers your Roach early without having to commit a big card, but you don't need him. But those are just my thoughts on the cards in the deck and some options here. Overall, I think it's pretty good. You can see like the point slam's really high, and you have a decent amount of control, although it's not insane against something like Reavers or what's another engine spammy deck. Any engine spammy deck you could run into having not enough control against. But overall, it's pretty good. You can answer a lot of stuff. You have really good point slam. And Sove is very, very strong. That'll be it for this one, guys. Hope you enjoyed. We'll see you next time. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more. And you can check out some more videos over here. And thanks for watching.